satanic antichrist leadership of America, that in the federal government, that you are totally dedicated to evil and will lie and cheat and steal, you get the judgeships. And same in law enforcement. At the very top of the law enforcement agencies, we have the most evil people in the country. And that's because the people, 95% of the Christians totally withdrew and let Lucifer take over by listening to their preachers that we should not rise up against government, we should not rise up against evil, just keep our heads down, and we're going to be raptured out of here next week. So
what I don't understand,
nothing but let evil take over.
Yeah.
So it's our fault.
Yeah.
We're responsible.
Oh no, whatever they do is because we allow them to do it. You know, it's always been that way. But you know, even Scripture specifically states that there's going to be people left after the rapture. What about them? You know, like so it's okay for everybody to, you can argue with people for so long about that kind of stuff, and they just don't listen. But what I want to it's not going to stop me from trying, but what I want to do is I want to hit home and tell people, do you think that this is some sort of maybe United Nations, world government kind of Masonic conspiracy that's going on? I know it sounds pretty crazy, but
no, brother, you're absolutely 100% right. That's what it is. The Masonic Lodge controls the government, controls the judges of America, controls the military of America. I have a son that's a major in the Army and been to Baghdad twice, and he knows that everybody at the top level are Masonic Lodge members. In other words, they worship Satan.
Mm-hmm.
And you're right, brother. It's because we've withdrawn, the Christians have withdrawn to await the rapture. And by the way, Billy Graham's been saying for 75 years we're leaving here next week, and it still hasn't happened.
Yeah.
And so we've just allowed Lucifer to win, and even to mistrain, misguide, and misdirect our young ministers that wanted to be ministers, went to seminaries, and they were screwed up and lied to and taught
manipulated
interpretations of the Bible, and then they've come out and taught the Christians that, and so Lucifer's plan has worked. You know, we're always talking about a political conspiracy, but the worst conspiracy of all in this nation is the religious conspiracy. And now the top levels of the Baptist Church, the Lutheran Church, the Methodist Church, the very top of these national organizations, the Catholic Church, are all working. They're all Freemasons. They're all working to put us under this world religion of the Antichrist. And I'm telling you, we have the evidence to prove all of this.
Oh no, I've done plenty of research. I mean, there's pictures of the Pope kissing the Quran, for God's sakes, and not only that, but I mean, I don't know if you've looked into this Baha'i faith of the United Nations that they endorse, and where they openly call for world government. If you ever have time, yeah, it's the only faith. It's now currently the second fastest growing faith in the world, or the second. It even surpassed Islam as the second most populous religion. And
what religion is that?
This is called the Baha'i faith, and it's the only.
I know about the Baha'i faith.
Yeah. So you know that it's the only religion that the United Nations endorses, and that they actually call for a world government, a world system of economy. And it's just, it's amazing that and you see this drive, this whole push for us to mend our, merge our religions, and we as Christians need to fight that at every corner and every opportunity we have. But now, what I'm worried about, what's really been on my mind and really been concerning me is these weapons that these police are being given. How come the police are dragging around sound cannons in New York City, and how come we have armed torch teams in the subways of the United States of America? Why did the people allow this, and what is your opinion on why the cops are getting bigger guns, more powerful weapons, and more powerful crowd control weapons? Is it almost as though they're preparing for something?
Oh, yes. They've made it very clear. We have two police and military associations right here where I'm talking to you from. And we've been involved for 28 years in research and study with our military and law enforcement people. And we've been told that the Bush crime family and Cheney crime family are preparing for martial law in America. They're going to do another false flag bombing of America like they did on 9/11 and blow us up again and blame it on the Iranians this time, so that the American people will allow Bush to go into Iran in August. He plans on going in and nuking Iran, and instead of making the mistake they did in Iraq, where the people called the insurgency in Iraq is actually the Iraqi people that are rising up against our soldiers, because we've killed 1,300,000 Iraqi men, women, children now, non-combatants, and the people are rising up against us. Of course, we're not allowed to know that. We're told it's Al-Qaeda.
Yeah.
You know. And
yeah, we were told it's you know, Islamic radicals. But the thing is, now the question I pose to you.
Themselves.
Yeah.
The people themselves rising up because we've killed 1,300,000.
Absolutely. Isn't it in a way? And like, you know, I know. Trust me. You know, I'm fully aware that, you know, the Middle East is a volatile region. A lot of bad things go on there. But isn't it common sense? And isn't it should we not be doing currently the same thing that the so-called Al-Qaeda Iraqi, you know, I guess radicalists are doing? Shouldn't we be rising up ourselves and fighting the tyranny in our own country? And can you really blame the Iraqis when, you know, all of their people are getting killed and depleted uranium is being spread throughout their whole, you know, country and land? You know, like they existed in the time of Noah, and now look what we're doing to this. You know, like, and it's just like, how can you really? Are they really the enemy? Would you not do something if you thought your family was in danger of being killed by these tyrants? You know, it's like.
Yeah. Well, Roberto, when I was 17, I was convinced by our government that I had to go to a country I couldn't even find on the map called Vietnam and kill little Oriental people to save America. Then I found out it was as big a lie then, because those little Oriental people weren't going to attack America in Vietnam. And it's as big a lie then as it is today that the Iraqis were going to attack us and attack, you know, had weapons of mass destruction. It was an absolute lie. Luckily, here at our two police and military associations, we have intel officers in the military that love what we're doing, teaching the Constitution to our brothers and sisters in uniform and their oath of office, and to disobey any immoral orders and unlawful orders. So they get a hold of us, and they've told us that they have no intel at all. This is our intelligence branches of the military. They have no intel at all that Iran is making any nuclear weapons at all. They have zero, zilch, nada, none, and they have no intel at all that Iran is in any way involved in the war in Iraq. None. But they say that Bush has requested phony intel reports showing that the Iranians are building nuclear weapons and are involved in the war in Iraq and killing our soldiers there. These phony intel reports have been given to Bush so he can promote the next war in the Middle East for his industrial buddies that are making billions and billions of bucks off these wars. And they want to take over the oil in Iran now and raise the price of gas in America. See, OPEC refused to raise gas prices up to over $3 a gallon. They refused, absolutely refused. So the Bush crime family and Cheney crime family now are taking over all the oil so that their international criminal elite that rule America can rise it up to $4, $6, $8 a gallon here in America. And that is to bring us down to third world nation status so we can be merged with the other third world nations of the world government, the UN. So they can do it by just raising the price of gas. The Council on Foreign Relations has already said it'll be $6 a gallon by the end of this year. And then they're going to go up to $8, $10 a gallon to make sure America is brought down to third world nation status, to where we can be merged with the rest of the world. Yeah,
we definitely are in dire straits. I mean, but they planned, you know, they what they needed to do, because it all boils down to a form of control. Once they can control us in every way, and that's the reason. I think that's the core reason why gas is rising so much, because they know that if we can't have a affordable means of transportation and we can't move around, that makes us that much easier to oppress, you know. So it's like, I don't know.